This is the Violent Professional Podcast brought to you by AriesClothing.com.
Oh yeah, fucking sucker microphone. Oh yeah,
Dicks.
fish dick. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. Fish microphones or fish microphones. Fish masks are way better than the unicorn bullshit. They're so much better. Damn, your mustache popping today, bro.
That's how it works, man.
Mustache is popping on a handstand.
A mustache brings all the fish to the yard.
Sure does.
All them little
terrible.
fishies. All them guppies.
How's that mullet going for you?
It's good, man. It's growing. It's partying in the back right now.
Yeah, you got a big party going. My party's all over the place. What have you been doing? It's been a minute since I had to get on the mic myself and just do craziness. I was talking about how, all rapists are wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching some weird shit on your
Yeah, it's I feel like it has to be said sometimes that like there has to be some sort of repercussion for people that, because nobody talks about the false accusation, like what happens, because I've seen in the past where like people just disappear and then nothing happens with the person's life. I think that the word, like if you're somebody who, I felt like somebody has to say that there's repercussions for false accusations.
Oh, absolutely.
But that wasn't like
slander and
yeah.
What was the other one?
Slander, defamation and then perjury.
Yeah,
perjury is one of them. Now, like, it's funny because I'm like so back and forth on it, because it's like I think personally why I think it's so crazy is that like everybody just comes out on Twitter and just tries to that's where most of the shit comes from. But everybody tries to destroy somebody's life.
Yeah.
And
it's that easy.
Yeah. And then it's over. Like, there's no coming back from it.
Mm-hmm.
You can already see the ripples that have been caused in people's lives, and then like their shit's over at that point. But still, like, there's no facts out yet. So just let, with any of the cases, like when the immediate accusation comes out, it's like immediately like that's it. It's just built up in this fucking news article or whatever, and then it's dropped, and then it's on Twitter, and then it's like, oh fuck, but without letting the due process go, like everybody just jumps to conclusions. And my point was like maybe these people are guilty, but I don't know that yet, and because there's no fucking
give them the
facts.
chance to defend themselves. You're in this country, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around.
What happened to Kavanaugh after that shit?
He became a justice.
And he just kind of like went on with his life, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty rare instance that happens. People usually just, it's a different thing. It's not like a celebrity or whatever, but usually they just disappear. Like you never see or hear from them again.
Yeah. And then they take a long fucking drop down the fucked up tunnel.
Because they can't go out and do their same
can't even
entertainment
be seen in
shit.
public, or they just fear.
They can't dance, monkey.
Fish. Can't dance, fish.
Can't dance, fish. Yeah. So,
dude, you got some peps growing. Bro.
I got these.
What the fuck happened to this one?
I don't know. Those Chinese seeds are pretty unstable. I'm gonna get a visit from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. You fucking knocking my door down. There's dirt on the table now.
Oh no.
So yeah, this is what happens. There's a fucking fly in it. I'm gonna put insects in the building now. This is what happens when you grow some of those Chinese seeds. You get a nice fucking pepper.
You grow a green dick here.
Yes, green penises.
It's a green penis tree.
I'll have to put the blurry shit all over it.
Yes, do that.
For like
just blur it out.
Just for the promo. Yeah. I think what's going to be interesting
you're rubbing it.
Yeah. Your fingers all blurry. What's shooting out of it? What's going to be interesting is when I eat it and see what happens. You're not supposed to like.
You're going to blur it out when you eat it too.
Yeah. Blur out my face. Like,
why are you licking the pepper?
We could inject it with mayonnaise or something like that and then go squeeze it and it shoots down. Be like, what is this fucking thing?
Just water and mayonnaise.
No, that's not one of those Chinese seeds, although I'd like to say it was. You know, I'm just for reasons I don't want the U.S. fucking DA, a bunch of farmers to come knock my fucking door down.
Why do you farmers have guns?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You know what's weird about like USDA and like all of these things like Department of Energy and like all these places? People don't know that they have like operators and like
every single one of them.
Like police forces attached
Department
to
of
them.
Energy especially.
Yeah. And it's like you can go and look it up on our our preferred news source of Wikipedia, and you can see that there's all these fucking places that are all these elements within every single government agency that's like, oh, there's a bunch of hitters inside of there. They're going to come knock your door down if you leave your lights on. Yeah.
They don't even have to explain, like, they don't have to, like, tell their friends who what they do for a living. Oh, what do you do? I work for the Department of Energy.
Yeah. I believe it's more than just leaving your lights on. The fucking... The public utilities place comes and fucking detonates your front door. They use a breaching charge if your water's on too long. You're taking too long of a bath.
Boo, boo, boo.
Yeah.
Breach.
Fucking flashbang your fucking toilet. No!
There's so much smoke in my bathroom right now.
Yeah, that's weird. So yeah, that's not a Chinese plant. That's a fucking, I think, a plant from Mexico or somewhere.
It's a Bonnie plant. That's what it says.
It's a Bonnie plant. It's from Lowe's. I got it, jalapeno pepper. I'm going to eat it whole and just suck it down when it's with seeds and everything.
Just chomp it.
Why aren't people sending seeds to China? That's what I'm asking.
That's a good fuck, man. We should do that.
Yeah.
Let's send them some fucked up seeds.
So what do you know about the Chinese seeds shit? I looked it up a little bit and I found out some things about because nobody really knows, right?
Yeah, so some people don't know what they are, and some people say it's part of this scamming thing that they do. Just to get more reviews on like Amazon. Yeah. And there's similar things happening with Amazon packages to where people are just getting random packages at their door. It's just, I didn't fucking order this, and it's just some random shit in there. But it's, I forgot what the term was by basically
fraud of some sort.
Yeah, some kind of fraud. It's basically it's like skimming, but it's trying to get just more reviews on your item.
Yeah, it's
really,
like
basically.
Yeah, like because they essentially hijack the ratings at the backside once they send, because they'll like do like bracelets. Mm-hmm. This is just a theory, right? Like it doesn't mean that this is what's happening. It could be some fucking noxious weed that comes in and destroys all the green trees here. But
it's the happening. All these plants are going to shoot off some dust, and we're going to fucking kill ourselves. You
know, part of me wishes that like that was what was happening. Like even with the coronavirus, like it was just this big like purging event,
kill off.
Yeah, like it was all this crazy shit. But it's like it's been super anticlimactic in a way,
for sure.
Like there's been no apocalypse. There's been no mass purging. There's people that are like kind of getting too much toilet paper. It's not like the plague
where people were, bodies in the street. Nothing like that.
You're not going next door to your neighbors to blow their brains out. Like there's nothing cool happening. I mean, that wouldn't be cool, but it kind of be cool, you know?
We're not hunting for our own food yet, so.
Yeah. I did take the step of planting a jalapeno pepper. That's not really going to sustain me, though.
Maybe a few minutes.
It's got one weak-ass, wonky fucking jalapeno. You got a bunch of strawberries and other kinds of shit.
Are you still alive?
They're the ones that were on there that I was like, this is a weird-looking strawberry. That one died. Now there's like fucking 20 that are like coming out.
Actual strawberries.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. The key is you got to water these things.
For sure, yeah.
You got to water plants, and they love it. You know, sun and water. You know, you can't do that as a human. You can't just give yourself water and sunlight and you survive.
You'd probably die.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
Probably.
Unless you ate the plants.
Yeah. I think 100% chance you die if you didn't eat food.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some non-corporeal beings out there that don't need to eat.
Yeah. That's weird. Let's get into that later. Have you been stung by a bee before?
Several times. I'm mildly allergic.
What happens to you?
So for an example, I got bit on my bicep one time, and it swells up.
Took a little chunk out of there. It's like, look at that steak.
I've been stung maybe 8 or 9 times.
Yeah.
But each time it gets progressively worse. So I get like a swelling, and it stays that way for like a fucking month, maybe 3 weeks.
Is it bees, wasps, or just any of them?
Any bee. I don't know if I've ever been stung by a wasp per se.
Yeah.
But yellow jackets, bees of some sort. But I start getting hives around my arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And if it's near my face, then I'll swell up. But I'm not like deathly allergic as far as I know. It could develop further. But
yeah, that's a weird thing about it. Don't you get like, it can change in you. Like you could be not allergic to them and then later,
and
which
all of a sudden just triggers. Yeah. It's like Daniel. As a kid, he'd be eating honey all the time. And then one day he fucking ate some honey. Boom, broke out in hives.
He's allergic to honey?
Up. He can't eat honey.
What's that about?
Which means he's also allergic to bees. I don't know, but
they coincide with each other.
Well, honey's come from bees, right?
Yeah, bee puke.
Well, not all honey, I guess.
But that's weird. You wouldn't I didn't know that it's coincides because I can eat honey, but apparently I had that reaction the other day I told you about.
Or maybe he's just allergic to both. I don't know. I'm not a fucking
weak ass
biologist.
bitch. He's a fucking weak ass bitch.
You hear that? No, he doesn't hear that.
No, he's not. He doesn't listen. Much like many of our friends. David doesn't even listen, and he's been on the podcast.
He's listened to most episodes.
Has he?
Kind of stopped, probably.
Which is weird because he doesn't remember any of it.
It's that damn cheese.
We'll say something
that cheese accident.
We'll say something from an episode, and he's like, "I'm going to use that." Like, what are you talking about, dude? You were the one that said that. You fucker.
We should just go with it now, and just not even.
Yeah, David, you fucking did it. You're so creative, bro.
You're so smart.
Yeah, dude, I mean, for the podcast purpose, we already talked about it, but I went on a hike because Instagram and social media, I'm into it. I'm like, I feel like I'm a part of it. Like
you're
I'm
an influencer.
Sure I am. But it's been bringing me down like really hardcore, just like, not so much the content, but just like the rat race, because it's its own rat race, right?
Yeah.
Like it's its own, thing. I think my headphone out of there, whatever. And it's like the shadow banning and the stuff, and it's like obviously like Zuckerberg and they're bringing him up to Capitol Hill to talk about why he's squashing certain views unless it's a certain way, and then you're saying like it's weird because he's like pro free speech, will let Trump do his thing, but then crushes like all these other views, and it's just like whatever, lies to Capitol Hill, lies to Congress, right, and does this stuff, and he looks like a fucking alien first off. And
Congress is like, why can you breathe underwater? I don't understand.
Yeah. Those are the questions they should be asking. It comes out later. It's like you haven't been asking any of the correct questions. It's been in your face this whole time. Is he like Kevin Costner breathing and there's gills back there behind his ears? Waterworld, a great
Mutation.
movie. We should do,
I fucking love that movie.
We should do a Waterworld. I asked everybody after I did the thing.
Yeah.
I was like, what movies? And there's some good ones out there, but it's pretty obvious what people would say. Like there was a Rambo suggestion. There's good suggestions. Like Waterworld would be a good one.
That would be a good one. I like it.
Because it's not like, it's weird because it's not deep faking. You know, it's just...
You're just imposing yourself in there.
Yeah, putting my face on a green screen and then fucking cutting out around. And it'd be a challenge like to figure that out, but I'll be able to do it, I guess. It just looks all chopped out and shit, like horrible.
You do like the cage scene where dude's in a cage hanging above the coop. Just having that conversation with the guy.
Yeah, it'd be like, hey, bro, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't put me in that shit. But I guess, okay. Something, whatever.
Kind of smells funny up here.
Yeah, we can do some stuff like that. We have to talk about stuff to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it's like funny. I didn't realize that
I was fucking cracking up.
I didn't realize people would like it that much. Like I put it on there like super late for whatever reason. I think because I did it and I have such a hard time of not pushing content immediately. I can't sit on content. It's like one of the things that I've tried to work on is like, this is fucking great, put it out there. And then like the next day I was like, nobody's even like I did all this work on this thing. I sat there like pretty much like for 4 hours, I think, splicing and cutting up and making the thing work the best I could. And then nobody was saying anything. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of anticlimactic. And I don't sit there going, I hope people say stuff, because I don't like interacting with people first off. But I just expected that I would have heard something, and then it was like when I posted it on the podcast page, that's when everybody was like, holy fuck, this is cool. So, yeah, that's cool. What were we talking about? I got off
Bee sting.
Bee sting, yeah. And I don't know how I got on the rest of that shit. My brain goes all over.
You were trying to escape the social media.
Oh,
realm.
Yeah, social media. Yeah, so social media and just like doing, that's how, I got off on it because I was like, putting out an effort.
You got off on it?
I got off on it.
Oh.
Sometimes I do. Some of those. But you know how it is. Like, you've had your own frustrations with it too, where you put an effort onto a photo because you take awesome photos. American Mark on Instagram. Fishdick.com. I don't know if that's it. Maybe that's something else.
Somebody Google that one. See what comes up.
Here we go. No, but you put an effort and stuff, and it's like when you see the effort you put in and you edit and take the photo, you go out, do the hikes, take these cool photos like the one you did I saw today where you're like looking over, what was that,
the edge,
lookout point?
It was a High Rock lookout.
Yeah. Like Mark went on this hike the other day, and you could talk about that. But it's this cool photo, and he puts an effort. And I'm not saying, like, I haven't looked at what it's done, but it's like an example of like, you could do something like that. Like you could put in the effort of going to a place, hiking. And it's a good example because those influencer fucks that were sitting there taking fucking footage and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you could take these awesome photos that are aesthetically pleasing, and then you've got some dumb bimbo that's fucking sitting there just fucking showing her ass, and she'll get 1 million fucking likes. I don't even know who that influencer was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you didn't fucking sit there and ask him. But you can talk about it.
So they were taking drone footage when I was up there.
Yeah.
And I go and I sit. I didn't give a fuck, so I passed them up and sat in front of them where the cool view is, and I just was chilling. And they're just like, that. They take the drone bag down. There's 2 of them, and they're looking at the footage like, oh, it didn't record. And she's like, you had one job. So he puts He puts it back in there, and they do it again.
Is he like was he a jacked up like?
No, dude, he looked like her.
He's wearing tights.
He was wearing some tights and had a ponytail and everything, dude. It's fucking weird. He's a dude. But yeah, you could tell they were influencers and stuff. And as they were going down the trail, well, first she asked me, she's like, hey, you want me to take your picture for you? And I was like, no, I'm good.
Get the fuck away from me.
I take my own pictures. Thank you. I don't need a selfie of me to put on the internet. I just take cool pictures so other people can see them. That's what I like to do. I don't want them to see me, my stupid face, or my cool mustache with a mountain behind it. They want to see the mountain. You know what I mean? Does the page the way I started it was to put my cool content out. Not to put me out. Social media is to interact and everything, but for me, I saw it as an opportunity to share what I like for other people to enjoy.
Yeah.
So different concept than a lot of people's pages, but dude, I used to put pictures out there and they'd get like 200 likes, and now it's like 30.
Yeah.
Just because algorithm changes and everything like that. Hashtagging, just everything's just kind of changed since Facebook took over, but that's just the way it is, and I'm not gonna cry about it. I didn't make the platform. I just use it. So.
Yeah, I definitely cry about it. No, so
well, yours is a business. It's lucrative.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Mine's the personal page, so there's a difference.
That's what is like so funny when like I've said this to David where he's like getting upset about stuff. It's like, bro, like I get the frustration, but like think about it from this perspective, like. You're not making money by ripping off memes from people and fucking
he also
throwing them up.
Has no place to talk in that regard because his page is private. So
yeah, that too. Like what I mean,
it only got 10 likes. No shit, dumbass.
yeah, that's another thing. Like we've talked about. Like I can't share this because your shit's fucking private, dude. Like, well, I don't want people to see it. Like, well, then what are you talking? Why are you bringing that weak ass shit to me, dude? Fucking. But yeah, anyway, that was like, that's a frustrating thing because like I'll put in work and then like I'll post one thing on my story and it's like there's no doubt there's people looking at my page that don't like the page, and it's like every opportunity that they go and they fucking report it.
Yeah,
they report it. Like, and I always wondered, I'm like, I don't really have that many people trolling until recently, and I think because it's like getting further out there like it does. But like people would go on there and they don't follow. They just say some nonsense that has nothing to do with the picture. I can't remember what I've sent you, but like it's just like, look at these fucking people. Like, what are they talking about? And then they'll go and report the page. Like that dude that fucking commented some shit. I responded, reported my comment. His shit was kept. Yep. My comment was taken off. And then they fucking gave me a like, hey, don't do that. Don't talk on your own page. It's harassment. Like, how the fuck is it harassment?
When you went to post that comment, did it ask you?
It didn't.
It didn't ask you that question.
No,
Are you sure you want to say this?
It's done it before.
Yeah.
but it didn't do it that time.
Weird.
And which, like, I was like, because I don't think it was like the standard like me slamming you back type of like, hey, how about you eat a dick, fuck face? Like
Yeah,
it
wasn't that direct.
Yeah. So it like reported me, and so like that kind of shit is annoying. It's like, because I could do all the other work. I could start changing it to not be so social media driven, but it's like, it's hard. You know how it is. It sucks you in, and like you sit there some days, you're like, I've been on my phone all fucking day. It's meant to be as addictive as possible, right? And that's one of the things I've always worked on, trying to not be so into it. I'm trying to do more of the like post, put it down, go do other shit, use my phone for the fucking looking up porn and stuff, like the normal people shit, and then like going coming back later and then responding to DMs or whatever, and just staying off social media because it's hard.
Well, I mean, the good thing about that version of social media via Instagram is they have that direct messaging ability, so you can use that to communicate with people. Or a group of
that's
people.
what I use it for.
And that's basically what I use it for, aside from sharing my pictures that I like to share.
So it's like a good way to stay in touch,
Yeah, exactly.
And if you have a purpose on there, that's great. But for me, it's been like, I'm trying to get back on that bee sting shit. So anyway, like I've been getting out of town with my son lately, because like I just need, you know how it is, like therapy to nature, like get out of there. No cell phone service. I leave my phone in the car.
Hell yeah.
Because I can't use it anyway, right? And then just get out into the fucking hills. And so I was like, let's go to this, we were sitting there like talking about going on a trail, and I got this Washington State trail finder thing. I don't know if you ever used it. It's like this, it tells you where all the trails are in all of Washington that have reports on it. So I found this one. It's called Copper Creek Trail. I think that's what it's called. And it's like, you go up to Lake Cushman. Lake Cushman is this pretty big, not touristy, but it's a recreational area for the area, and like a lot of, I know but I'm saying it for the podcast, but like there's a lot of a lot of young people go there and party. It's kind of like a college, like I guess it would be like a Lake Havasu type of mentality or vibe. Like there's cliffs to jump off. It's not as popular as that, but it's like people party there, like people camp. It's like a big recreational area for the place, if you're not looking to get off the grid, so to speak. There's small towns around it where you can go and get like, there's ice cream shops and standard like touristy type shit. But on the far side, there's so many trails on that side, like Staircase and all these things. But I never heard of Copper Creek, and it's old trail that goes up, and it's like old copper mines, and the mine shafts are still there with like gates and stuff. And some people have knocked them down because they. Oh,
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? I don't think they maintain that trail, like the parks and trails. I don't think they maintain it, because when we got there, it was like you start going like 100 feet up, and it's like a standard trail. It's manicured and all that stuff. But then once you start getting into like the really like steep incline, I mean, this is a 2-mile trail or 2.5 mile trail with a 3,000 foot incline. So it's, it's like, I don't know why I brought my son there, but he wanted to do something more challenging than just, because we've gone on these 7-mile hikes, and it's just flat ground, because I don't want to go on a hike and not get to the top, and I don't want to like teach him that it's okay to quit or anything like that. So we do stuff now. We've done stuff in the past where we're like, okay, let's turn around. But I try to get away from that. I want him to complete and be like, yep, we're at the end, even if it's like a fucking waterfall or something like that. So we were like, let's go here. This one seems, this is 2.5 miles. You've done 7 miles before. Like, let's, he's 9 years old. I was like, we'll just take breaks as we go up.
That's like Lake of the Angels.
I mean, it wasn't as bad. Like, it sort of, but he was, I told him, I was like, if you get to the top of this, we'll get you 2.5 miles. Anybody can do. You just do it. Even if it takes 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, if you finish this, we'll get you a new pair of hiking shoes, like Merrell's or some shit.
Nice.
Like some nice ones, because he's like, he wants to get outside more. Obviously, like school's been out, it's summertime, he's playing outside. But yeah, we're going, dude, and it's like we get past like all the manicured shit, which is maybe like a quarter mile, maybe. And it starts turning into this like prehistoric Jurassic Park shit.
Nice.
It's fucking
just overgrown.
Yeah, dude. It's like the trail's still there, but there's like big ass redwood like I don't know what's up. We don't have redwoods up here, right? Like we just have big fucking
We have
trees.
sequoias, but big fucking trees.
So they're all falling over. Like you
got
gotta
BFTs.
Yeah. You gotta crawl through these undersections of the big fucking titties. Big fucking titties falling down. But yeah, like there's sections that like huge prehistoric trees basically are falling down. You have to crawl underneath, and it's like there's fucking insects and like normally where there's a trail, there's not like fucking pine needles and pieces of trees all over it, like because there's enough people.
Then it's manicured and well traveled.
Yeah, well traveled. This thing was not, and it's like I look back at the trip report. It was like fucking 2016 was the last report. So it's like 4 years of just fucking winter and whatever. And nobody, maybe there's other people, but lightly traveled. But nobody's on the trail. Nobody's parked there. It's just like, oh, this thing is like nobody goes here because it's like the very last trail on Lake Cushman. So we go up there, and like as we're getting into it, there's bugs and like horse flies and shit, and I don't want to get bit by a horse fly because they're fucking dickheads. And Jax got bit by one, but he didn't really have a reaction.
Yeah.
And we're going in, there's so many bugs, and then like I walk past this bush, and I'm like this fern, and I thought it was like a pricker bush or something, and I was like, fuck, dude. And I keep walking, and I get away from it, and then I keep getting fucking like hit by it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I look down, and there's a big ass fucking like, I thought it was just like a bee, and I swiped it, and obviously over time it started getting bigger in my brain, like maybe it's a murder hornet. There's some of those in Washington, but they don't really go after people unless you fuck with it. But like this was standard of a yellow jacket or whatever, and it was like a fucking inch big, I guess I remember it, and like if I could take all the exaggeration out of my brain, it was like this big, and I swatted it to get it the fuck away thinking it's a bee, and I got stung, but it's not that bad. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
And it stung my fucking hand, and I was like, fuck it. I was like, Jackson, run! Like, it's probably not the best thing to do for bees, but it kept fucking jamming me.
So it got your leg and your hand?
Yeah. And I just wanted him to get away from me because I didn't know if I was going to keep getting stung or like there was a fucking nest or something that I hit. And it was after I hit it and it stung me, then it went away. Then it, I could tell it was probably coming after us, but like we ran up the hill and I just kept him like 30 feet away from me in the head. And so, like, we kept going, and my leg didn't feel worse. It was just like, oh, you got stung. And we get about, dude, we had to have been, like, a mile in to where everything just, I was just, like, turning hot, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I started turning itchy, like, my whole body, my head, like, everything. And I was like, what the fuck happened? Then my face started, like, my eyebrows started swelling up, and, like, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Turning into a werewolf.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? And then, Jackson looked at me and he's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you don't look like, I was like, I felt my face and it was like all puffed up and stuff. And I'm like, what? I was like, dude, do I look any different? And like my eyes started closing up and he's like, yeah,
you're all fucked up.
Yeah, dude. And so like, it wasn't so bad. Like that's obviously like, that's a reaction of some sort.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough. I just thought I was like itchy or something. And like, he looked at me and goes, your eye's a little different. And I was like, let's sit here for a little bit. We might have to go back. Like, I don't want to turn around or whatever. We might have to go back. And then I just could not stop. Like, I was so itchy. And I was, me not thinking I'm allergic to bees or anything, that just thought maybe it's the foliage or something. Maybe there's something that bothered my skin or something. And then my face turns like I got a shit ton of Botox. It was hard to the touch. And it was like my fucking cheeks were like serious fucking frown lines. Like I was like this, like forehead all protruded, like I was turning into a fucking caveman or something. And my son was like, oh no, what's happening to you? And
that's my cue.
Yeah, I was like, yep, we should turn around. I was like, I can't feel my face at all. And I was like, something's bad. And so, like, the scary part about it is, like, I've been, like, when I was, like his age, I got bit by a horsefly, and my face fucking swelled up, like, huge. And it's fucking crazy. And so I thought it was, like, maybe I got bit by a horsefly. I don't know. Like, I'm not allergic to really anything that I know of. And I've never had something happen with fucking a bee before, other than it just sting me, and it sucks, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going down, and I like literally had to have a conversation. Like, that was the scariest part. I'm like literally thinking, like, if my airway closes up, what's going to happen? He can't just sit here with me.
Yeah.
Like,
you hand him the knife and a pen. You're like, I need you to give me a tracheotomy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I know that too, and I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Like, all I had was my keys on me,
Oh,
and I'm like,
shit.
I'm gonna have to take this fucking key and do it, crike
yourself,
myself. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And like, I probably like, because I wasn't thinking that way. I was just like, we just got to get back to the car, and we're like halfway back, so we're at half a mile out, and like, I'm literally sitting there like, fuck, I gotta tell him that he, like, if I fall over here, I was like, grab my bag with my cell phone and the dog, because I had Zia with me, and I was like, you're gonna go to the car and sit there and try to get try to call 911 and then flag down any vehicle. And I was like, that's a scary thing, because now I'm sending my 9-year-old, and like, because what would you do at that point if you're like out there, like, what the fuck would happen? He's just gonna sit with me while I fucking die on the trail, you know? So it's like, hey, this is a very real thing. Like, I'm gonna be fine, but if
Get to safety,
for some reason, go to the vehicle, which is right at the bottom of the hill down this trail, and then wave at anybody and scream at them and say like, hey, I need your help, if you can't get 911 or whatever, and then take it from there. But that's like a really fucking, that was like the scariest thing about it. You know, like, other than that, I'm like, oh, I can't talk. Like, but that's some scary shit that like makes me rethink things. And now I have to go like check and make like, am I allergic to bees or whatever? Bring in a fucking EpiPen if I need it. Like, that's
Benadryl,
something.
Bring antihistamines. You bring a med kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're important.
I have standard shit like Band-Aids, bandages, whatever, in case, like a tourniquet in case something, but it's like something that I never think about, or getting fucking stung by bees. Like, that's a thing.
They have sting kits now to where they have all kinds of shit in them. You just bring it. It's supposed to help with the itching, helps with any swelling, anything like that. Like, it's like you apply it once, you get stung. Oh, fuck, I gotta get this.
We have stuff for Jax, but like, it's something that never crossed my mind, and now I have to think about.
Doesn't cross anybody.
You know what I mean?
When they're out there.
Like, getting
enjoying that
fucking hives and shit everywhere, and like fucking swelling up, like a marshmallow man walking.
Armpits are just bubbled up.
Oh, dude,
my balls.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was like near, like everything was like
all the lymph nodes.
Yeah, everything, like my armpits, my fucking neck, like my fucking crotch, and I get. Like, luckily, like, I wasn't too afraid, and I knew things would be fine, because as we're walking, like, I was like, I can still breathe. It's not getting hard to breathe, but still, it's like my face is fucking, who knew where it was going to go?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's drive. Like, and when we get to service, I'll call 911 if things are worse. And it just started to get better, and because I had the AC blasting, and it just helped somehow, but. Yeah, I don't know if it was like I'm allergic, or if I'm like, I got hit by something really fucking nasty that was going after me. And then just the adrenaline of hiking up that hill still for another half mile was like,
dude, you got
something.
You got them bee herpes. That's what happened.
Yeah. And only time will tell if I have an infestation inside of my body, like parasites, like we
just
talked
laid
about.
a seed in you. You have these fucking aliens popping out of your skin.
It was fucking my leg. It wasn't even stinging me. That's why I was like, that didn't hurt that bad. Yeah. And it's just fucking shooting bee cum inside of me. And that's fucking disgusting.
That's why Daniel's allergic.
Yeah, he's not, it's honey. Honey. Yeah. So bee stings, Chinese seeds, it's all fucking coming together. You know, I'm going to blame the Chinese for that too.
The Chinese? Gonna blame the Chinese.
They're fucking horrible people. I'm just joking. Not all of them are horrible.
Just some of them.
Just some of them are horrible, you know. What's funny about propaganda and whatnot with some of these countries like Russia and whatever, you always, like, without actually looking at videos or, like, you know, what they're actually doing over there. Like, I'm sure, like, it's an oppressive country, like oppressive leadership. But then you see, like, not propaganda videos, just like videos from their country, and they're like out there living their life. It's like, what? I'm
normal.
Confused. Yeah.
I'm a businessman.
Russians look like they're having a good time. I don't know. It's beautiful countries, but they're just, you know,
Most of the place looks like a dump.
Yeah.
Videos I've seen.
Well, you're looking at I'm looking at the ones where it's like chicks.
John Wick, and they're like all partying and shit.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. I have to look up like how businesses operate over there, because I always wonder. It's like, you know, because I've gotten shit from China before for stuff, and it's like, does that money go directly to the fucking CCP or something? I don't know how it works. How do they make a living over there?
They got to pay a tax, just ultimate tax.
China tax.
You pay China tax. You pay.
Hey, let's get into your non-corporeal
beings.
Whatever that is. God damn it. See? I'm not good at this podcast stuff.
So,
no segues today. Just do it. Let's do it live. This is what people
CIA
want.
just released a document saying, be intellectually prepared to react to possible encounters with intelligent, non-corporeal energy forms.
What does that fucking mean?
It means be prepared to come in contact with holograms that have essentially somebody's consciousness put into them. So they're saying that it's possible for somebody's consciousness to be put into a computer program or a hologram, just like
they've been working on that for a while.
Yeah, it's like since
it's not like new.
Since the 80s they came out with that shit, but basically that document came out and people started freaking out. They're like, what the fuck are they talking about? There's gonna be some aliens or some shit. They like come to us in hologram form, because that could be the case. Who knows? Because maybe it's easier to travel via program than it is to travel physically. You know. So what if the aliens come down in a form of consciousness in a hologram or in a network, as opposed to come to us looking like a tall, skinny, fucked up alien thing, you know?
Yeah, it's all very weird. Like I think we talked about it before, but it's like they talk about like lately because of the potential for alien like actually having proof of this shit here in the next few months, which is annoying in itself because it's like, yep, we have this vehicle, but
you can't see it.
Yeah, we got this vehicle, off-world vehicles. We'll tell you about it in 6 months. Like, what the fuck? You've been studying this for years. Why don't you just fucking giving us a little cock tease?
They're cock blocking is what they're doing.
The public has their mouth open, agape, if I could use that word and I could be so bold. They got their mouth agape.
They just unzip and zip right back up.
The CIA's taking their nutsack, getting ready to teabag everybody. And they're like, oh, give it to me. And then just before you get that sweaty taste of nutsack,
his dad walks in.
Fucking your dad walks in and you're like, I'm not gay.
I'm going to put it back.
But then he like shoves his nutsack in, and your dad's like, what's going on here?
Nothing. I'll tell you in 6 months.
Yeah. Who's this man in your room? Yeah, it's like that. It's exactly like that. It's no different. That's an analogy that will stand the test of time. Yeah, but it's like, fuck it. What the fuck are we waiting for? You've been this program has existed forever. Like, just tell us something. Oh, you've got a vehicle. Cool. It's fucking lame.
So they're saying that, excuse me, this document is 29 pages long, and if you look it up, you can find it on the internet and download that document.
Did you read all 29 pages?
I did not read all 29 pages because that font is really fucking small.
Yeah.
You got to zoom in really far.
Is there any part of it that's redacted?
Dude, there's not much redaction at all. So the document is all just informational. It doesn't have any special mission that they did or anything like that. It's just information. It's weird. It's like scientific study. It doesn't have anything to do with not mentioning somebody's name or anything like that, but it's showing diagrams of like the brain. It's showing diagrams of some kind of like electronic device that could project a hologram. But it's weird that there's, the concept is just there.
Is it saying that they're taking consciousness and actually putting it in this, or is it like they take the consciousness, make it into a computer program, and then it becomes a hologram that can essentially act like AI and interact with you?
For example, they have these holograms can have consciousness by themselves via the electronic device or whatever, but they have the consciousness. So they took.
So it's not AI. It's not like artificial.
It's not artificial. It's actual intelligence, and it's actual life projected. So the example they gave was like they took an example of swamp water, a hologram of swamp water, but they magnified it to try to, just like you're looking under a microscope, and there's organisms in there, just like there would be in swamp water. Yeah. So how does the hologram know that swamp water is made up of these microbes and these little tiny bioforms, other than just life existing?
I'm very confused. I get what you're saying, but
it's fucking nuts, right?
Yeah.
So if they can figure that out, why can't a projection of a human being be conscious as a hologram via the brain or via electronic form. I have no fucking idea. I didn't read the whole CIA document. Maybe we're in a hologram. Maybe we're in a hologram right now.
We could be. That's a discussion. I mean, video games, like we've said, like video games in a fucking long time will be awesome.
Yep.
I saw this little bug. Maybe he's conscious. He's walking around. He came out of that fucking Chinese plant.
It's weird, man. They're telling people to be prepared to come in contact with that. Like, be expecting it is like...
Yeah, like, what is it? You're going to just show up somewhere?
Right? And then, like, what comes back to me is, like, at Coachella when they fucking had Michael Jackson up on the stage. You're like, wait, man, maybe that's really him?
Was he grabbing up little boys on the...
He's grabbing himself.
Yeah.
And standing on his tippy toes.
Yeah, I can't even fucking comprehend what that would be. A hologram that understands it's a hologram, or it can just think and
thinks
fucking do shit.
And knows, well, you're just scared of bugs now.
No, I was like, yeah, let's touch it. Ah! That's super odd. It's
just
hard to fucking comprehend.
Consciousness. There was a movie that came out like that too with Johnny Depp. What the fuck was that movie?
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
No, not that one. Oh,
what's that one where they got that big fat mom in there? They had to take her out with a crane, and then they decided to burn the house down because she went on that show, The Biggest Loser, and fucking obviously lost. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Be intellectually prepared to react to possible encounters with intelligent non-corporeal energy forms. But is that a hologram?
That's what they compare it to, is a hologram.
They've been doing this since 1983.
So imagine if it wasn't a hologram. What if it was just like a ball of fucking energy? And it's like,
you seen Rick and Morty? Rick and Morty?
Yes.
The I am fought. That fucking could be that, you know?
Could be. Maybe Rick and Morty's just fucking no.
Oh, man. That's all very weird. I don't want to get into Reddit. Reddit seems a little bit much for
Transcendence is the movie. Transcendence.
The fuck is Transcendence?
Johnny Depp movie. Let me go look it up here. Here we go. Dr. Will Castor, Johnny Depp, the world's foremost authority on artificial intelligence, is conducting highly controversial experiments to create a sentient machine. So it's like where he puts his consciousness into the machine to where he can control everything and still be alive even after he dies.
I mean, really, that's like the only way that we could
continue
on with life, yeah. Look at my browser history. I'm not going to show this on there, but damn.
Nice.
That one at the top is not something that I frequent. That's the last fucking thing. Damn. All right. It's like my number 1 and number 2, dude. Don't use my phone, by the way. What was I doing? The electric kitty.
Acoustic. Acoustic kittens. It's just a band of kittens playing playing instruments.
Acoustic instruments. No, acoustic kitties fucking weird. Do you have anything else on non-corporeal beings?
No, just be prepared to come in contact with them.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Maybe they're out to just anally probe you.
Come encounter. You're
gonna come in contact.
Then you'll see it in my browser history. So Acoustic Kitty was a CIA project launched by the CIA, of course. I don't like this. Wikipedia, you're failing me. It was a project by the CIA Directorate of Science and Technology, which in the 1960s intended to use cats to spy on the Kremlin and Soviet embassies.
Meow.
Essentially, what they did was they put a microphone inside of a cat's ear. They burrowed a wire through it with an antenna that was run like a wire that was woven into the fur and in the skin so that it could transmit to a van or whatever, the local CIA agents that were, whatever. And they'd release these cats to go into the Kremlin and like just listen in and walk around like totally not an obvious bug, right?
Yeah.
You're going to scan your kitty with a fucking bug tracer. And the idea was that they just have them walk around Russia or St. Petersburg. Is that the capital?
Something like that.
Yeah, around the Kremlin, which is the where the the top leaders of the nation in Russia are. And it would just record all the conversation happening. It had a battery inside the cat. Like, it's fucking crazy. Operation Acoustic Kitty. I mean, very clever name for it.
Somebody probably got paid to come up with that name.
Yeah, dude, they're just doing all kinds of shit. I think I looked up. There's hundreds of these programs out there that were just they just have these people that just make up shit and how to spy and whatever.
I picture David, like a guy like David, just sitting on his chair at home, and his cat comes and jumps on his lap. He's petting it, and he's just like,
and he fucking wrings its neck because he's like, they're spying on me.
Holds it down and tries to insert, they're just doing experiments on their cats.
Oh yeah.
Starts putting shit in it. Would it work if I put it up here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fucking just burrows into it. This is where my car keys go. He sewed a pocket so he could hide stuff in there.
It's like in Blood Diamond when he pulls the diamonds out of the neck of the goat, just cuts it open. Oh yeah, hides them in there. Oh. But yeah, Acoustic Kitty. They said the first the trial run for it was outside the Russian embassy or something in the U.S. and they had they let a cat go walk across the street to this park where a guy was trying to talk to the Russian ambassador on a bench, and it immediately got hit by a car.
Yeah, it was a completely unsuccessful attempt by the CIA. They have
probably cost about $80,000 at that time.
Yeah, at that time, which is millions of dollars now, right? But they have all these programs that they work on are just so random and crazy. You get into MK Ultra, the LSD stuff and whatever. But there's so many programs that the CIA takes part in that nobody knows about, and then it comes out on there's a weird thing. They put it out on their fucking website, all this fucking information that's just they were doing what? They were doing all these fucking weird shit. That's how we know about Acoustic Kitty and the fucking non-corporeal beings.
Exactly.
That's fucking weird.
Non-corporeal acoustic
I don't even know how to say that. That's super hard. What else they have on there? Let's see. CIA declassified.
Weird shit.
Documents 2020. It's weird that they I always thought it's weird that they're putting this shit out there. It's freedom of information. It's what do they really have to put out information to the public? I don't see why.
What's the rule that talks about it?
And I also feel just by going to this website, they're just ripping my cell phone right now.
They're hey, he Googled CIA.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I mean, you can go onto the CIA library. It's just on CIA.gov library reading room and see all their cool documents, and then you could find something interesting, tell us about it, leave a comment like you guys did in the LFOHQ episode and tell us all about
HOHQ.
I was thinking LFMAO. Laughing Horse Orifice's headquarters. There's a lot of views on that one. If you haven't checked out that video, go check it out. We talk about this Church of the Subgenius, the weird internet rabbit holes. People seem to like it when we talk about that, so that's why we're doing CIA type shit today. If you have any rabbit holes you want us to investigate or check out or watch some YouTube videos, please comment below in the YouTube video or in the this episode that you're listening to. Tell us what we should check out, what kind of episodes as far as rabbit holes. People seem to like it, so let's fucking keep entertaining that idea every so often.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I still gotta do episodes where I just talk about chicken wings and fucking burning food on the grill, but I can always do that in between. Yeah, so tell us some cool shit to look up. What else you got, Mark? What do we got else today? We got the fucking beast thing theory. CIA non-corporeal beings.
Here's one that's kind of weird.
What you got?
The strangest thing we found in the CIA's declassified archives. Help solve the mystery of the Messers. MESS.
Is this a rabbit hole thing?
A little bit.
Okay, say it again.
Help solve the mystery of the Messers. MESSRS. 1569 and 1571.
That's years?
So it's just numbers.
Okay.
Today, when was this written? I don't know when this was written. This was written last year in January. It was on the second anniversary of the Central Intelligence Agency's declassified archives being published online after a lengthy legal battle. So it just started pushing them out last January, not this past January, the one prior.
2019.
They were examining some stuff. They said if you find yourself wandering the creepier corridors of CREST is like a group of the documents. It's a website with a group of the documents or something. You might
It's not illegal.
You might stumble across. Oh, I found the bug.
Get it?
Oh,
I'm sure there's 15 others.
now they're probably.
I should never have brought this
skin.
fucking plant to the fucking table for comedic purposes.
So they talk about stumbling upon a file called. It's entitled "Picture of a Man." Pretty straightforward title. But
Those are always the worst.
When you actually click through it, it's like this weird computer graphic image of the man, and he's got 1569 like on his chest area. It's a weird picture of him, right? It's just a form of a person.
Yeah, it's hard to these fucking rabbit holes though. It's always like there's something to it, but it's like did somebody just make this
what's
shit up?
weird is
I
why
made
is
one
this-
the other day, and people were like, "What's going on?" And I'm like,
But
"Oh,
why
it's
is-
just to get some T-shirts." Like,
So he has a companion, Mr. 1572, which those are the only two numbers they have, and those are the only two images.
I'm interested in Mr. 69. I want to watch those two fuck.
It's that they say they're from a collection related to what is now the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Never heard of that one.
You never heard of that agency?
No.
Yeah, that's
Geospatial.
Yeah, they do mapping and satellite
Okay.
imagery. You can just go on their website
Why
and
the
get like maps
fuck
and stuff.
is there pictures of men?
Yeah, that's weird.
And what was then the National Imagery and Mapping? Oh,
Yeah, it's satellite imagery.
so the photos were taken in
That's
November.
how you get your Google Maps, dude.
They took the images in November 1971. So nobody knows what they are. They're asking. They're saying, if you have clues, let us know. Because we're trying to identify these objects, which are just beings,
Yeah.
forms of people. And then there's one little picture that's like...
Here, put the mic a little bit away, like this, and to the side.
It's like...
Put it a little bit further away. You got a strong P, bro.
I have a strong... E.
Yeah, dude, put it put it to the side like that.
Like so?
That's
like this.
a fist away from your corner of your lip. There you go.
There.
Yeah, then we can still
All right.
hear you. You're not going pow pow pow.
So they also have like an image of like the back of an ID card type image. So it's, photocopied, but it doesn't, you can't make out any of the letters or anything on it or any of the words on it. There might be,
Let me see that shit.
I can't even zoom. Hold on. Let me see if I can zoom here. You cannot zoom.
Oh, I'll zoom. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's nothing on there.
Oh, there's a date on that. So that one shows the date 1971 on the bottom of it. So it's like on the back of the image.
Looks like some art, man.
It does look like some art, but why the fuck would the CIA have it on the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency?
Yeah, but why?
Like, what the fuck's the point?
Why would they have it? But why would they make it like that?
I don't know.
I feel like
So
they can
weird.
just tell people stuff within the CIA. They don't need to hide
They're
shit
like,
in their
hey,
servers.
let's just put some weird shit on there, see if anybody figures it out.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it could be they have people purposefully hack their shit to keep the so they
Keep it
their
strong,
guys can make sure it's strong security.
So in my mind, I
don't
see
know.
shit like that.
They go find this dude, and then some random dude finds it. Like, he's just like,
Yeah.
"What is this?
So
What
they-
is
they put-
1969?"
They'll put shit out like this, and then if somebody figures out it's like some secret fucking code and a map,
Yeah.
and then they find the place, and they're like, "You're hired." You're like, "What the fuck am I hired
Yeah,
for?"
that could be something like
It's just
that.
a recruiting
No one
thing.
knows. Yeah, no one knows what the fuck any of it is.
It's just a pizza party. They go in there. They're like,
pizza, dude.
"Oh fuck!"
You just
it's
said the
it's a it's a fucking ice cream party.
Yeah.
Just go in there,
Every
there's all
time
kinds
I
of
go to
ice
the
cream.
grocery store, I get a pizza. I'm like, damn it.
I can't buy this.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theorists are gonna
might
give me.
Yeah, they're gonna see me with this and be like, see? Who knows what to think? But what I will say is, if you have an interesting rabbit hole you want us to go down. You know, I only go so
fall
far.
down.
I just kind of like go to the edge of the rabbit hole. I'm like, hey, how are you down there, Mr. Rabbit?
Hey, Mark, look in there.
Yeah. Hey, dude, like, here's
I'll
something.
reach my hand in there a little bit.
You're like, oh, dude, I'm sorry you got arrested.
I feel something in there.
I'm sorry you got arrested. You shouldn't have listened to me. That's what happens every time. We're like, hey, check out this video and like, tell me what you think. I watched it. I watched it.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, and then I went on this website totally. I didn't see anything illegal. Oh, dude, sorry. Yeah, so if you got something cool, like tell us about it. We're gonna keep doing these rabbit hole things. People like it for some reason. It's interesting. It's like kind of going to an abandoned house.
Yeah, a little bit
on the internet, because it's like all the abandoned houses everywhere getting torn down, unless you're in like Russia or somewhere.
Because they're so cool to explore.
Yeah. We should, I'm just thinking about, we should do stuff about like abandoned places that we find on the internet that we can't visit, like in whatever country, and then do like the history of it and be like, why it's abandoned. That might be a cool thing to talk about.
I like it.
Some pictures of it.
A lot of stuff in Europe, they're like, oh, because it was from World War II.
Yeah, that's like everything.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, like, in America, it's like, oh, we were murdering psychiatric patients left and right.
Yeah.
But it's, it was totally humane.
There was government testing here.
Yeah. It's funny, you look at like all of the psychiatric patients from all of those crazy insane asylums in like the 1800s that they were just torturing people.
Are we just doing this now?
No. I'm just talking about since we're on this. You look at, and this goes into social media too. Like you look at the reasons people were in those insane asylums. And it's like, being a drunkard, or being loud and obnoxious at a bar, or being arrested.
Tourette's.
Yeah. Like if you get arrested back then and you're like belligerent, you're going in the loony bin, or you got Tourette's or something crazy, like shit that you would never, like they don't even have psychiatric places unless you're like criminally insane.
Oh, you can't sleep? Let's shock you repeatedly.
Yeah. and then like you go to the top of a hospital. Like that's where you go, and it's like normal and shit. I'm sure it's like not pleasant to be at for the most part, but like, you look at some of that stuff, and I equate it to like social media these days. Fucking half or maybe 3/4 of the people on social media going on there for likes and fucking comments and shit and doing their crazy shit would all be in the loony bin.
Oh yeah.
These days, like the shit you're guilty of doing on social media, you'd be in the insane asylum to like back in the 1800s. You fucking weirdos. Anyway. So just wanted to say I hate social media and all the people on it.
On the note of those influencers that I saw up on that mountain, when they were going down the mountain, the dude pulled out a GoPro on a stick, right? And he's like looking back, and the girl's behind him trying to come down the hill, and she slips and falls on her ass, and he's like, you fell. I'm like, no shit. What,
they're gonna put some sound effect. It's gonna be like whoop whoop whoop, and they're like, stop recording, just stop.
It's not funny.
Oh my god, some dumb shit. They're going to make a little bit out of it. They're going to make it last 5 minutes.
And they'll probably make money off that shit.
Oh, dude. Yeah, they probably have the fucking YouTube followers, and they're making fucking money off of their dumb... Look at, I'm on a mountain.
And now like, hundreds of thousands of people are just going to flock to this site.
Yeah. Fucking assholes. All right. I'm done talking about social media.
Yes.
I'm done with this fucking bug. I'm done with this Chinese plant. I'm done with all of it.
If you get any seeds from China randomly.
Yeah, if you plant those seeds, let us know. We'll do a video on it. Let us know what happens.
Send them to us.
Yeah. No, don't send them to us.
No.
Somebody fucking DM'd me the other day and was like, he said he has a t-shirt for me. I'm like, I don't need a fucking t-shirt. I don't have a t-shirt. He's like, what's your dress, bro? Fucking, what's your t-shirt size? What's your dress, bro? I got something for you. Like, you're not sending me seeds, motherfucker.
He's gonna send you a fucking shirt that's got semen on it.
Yeah, dude, like a used fucking cum rag. Don't send me that shit.
So those Chinese seeds on another note.
Yes.
Some of them were shown to be like cabbage and
like random shit.
Just fucking plants.
Yeah.
Just edible fucking seeds.
But you don't know.
You never know.
What happens if it rebirths
it's like
velociraptors,
some special kind of cabbage that grows and then eats your cat, your acoustic kitty.
Dude. Yeah, you got all that shit at your house. You got acoustic kitties, fucking non-corporeal beings, and you throw it all in this fucking Venus flytrap that talks to you and shit. Yep.
It's a hologram plant that comes from the seed.
Yeah. And if I had a non-corporeal being, eating Venus flytrap, I would definitely give it strikeforceenergy.com. And I would tell that plant that if it uses code not VioPro,
Oh, no.
uses code Evil Vibes, it would get 20% off. I'm horrible.
25%.
It's because I was drinking a
20%.
Monster. I need to kick the can and get fucking Strikeforce Energy. I use Evil Vibes and get 20%. And that plant won't have to pay for shipping. I'll have to pay for its shipping because it's going to be like super aggressive about it. Once it gets a taste of that Strikeforce, it's going to just fucking harass me and shit. Maybe this plant will do that.
That'd be
I'll have to
pretty
break
weird.
its fucking neck right there. I'll break it.
Fucking snap it like a twig.
You're not that big, plant. I heard that jalapenos, if you
Don't
talk shit to it, they get spicier.
Oh,
So you
I
fucking
like it.
flick it.
Smack it around a little bit.
Give it a little flick, and it's like, fuck you.
You need to leave that blurred out the entire time.
Every time. Bleep, bleep, bleep.
No, just leave it blurred.
Whole episode, leave the fucking thing blurred out.
Exactly.
As a fucking...
People are like, is there something wrong with my screen? And then when you go and flick it, they're like, oh,
Oh, shit.
I get it.
It's supposed to be some Chinese plant. Yeah, I'm going to feed it Strikeforce Energy and see what happens. It's kind of like the miracle grow for people.
Don't eat the seeds. Whatever you do,
Don't eat those seeds, but it'd be interesting if you do, and then you tell
And
us
if you
about
do, record it and show us what happens.
So use code EvilVibes at StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use code EvilVibes again. So I got in this thought loop. And you get some stuff to your house. And get a subscription. It helps the podcast grow. Just like many of these sponsored things. Who else we got?
Core Concepts with K's.
Yeah.
coreconcepts.us. No, coreconceptsus.com.
He did tell me that he likes the way that the advertisements are going.
Well, that's good because I just fucked it up.
Yeah.
Take that, Logan.
coreconceptsus.com. Use code VioPro 10% off
For some
all their
hidden
stuff.
things.
Yeah, go buy some stuff. They got trays and whatnot. They got cool stuff over there. So go use
I
that
use
code.
that tray every fucking day.
Yeah.
It's very good tray. Dump tray.
But also just go there and check out the website. Like, you don't have to use a code. You don't have to buy stuff. I mean, it's good if you buy stuff. If you don't want to use a code, you're a fucking weirdo. But if you want to buy stuff, it helps that organization grow as well. And then, Aries Clothing, prime sponsor, use code VioPro. I have that code because I talk shit about the code.
It's ironic.
15% off all Aries Clothing. Get some sweet rags to put some cum on, and cum rags. I got lots of that stuff you could have.
Now you got to market cum rags just with its fucking Aries design.
Somebody's done that. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I got one. Or at least I think that's what it
I
is.
figure you'd make your own.
Yeah. No, I do. That's specifically why I started that company. I didn't have enough of them.
Aries cum rags.
It's weird walking around with shirts that I've used before around in public. I need one that I could, so it's not inappropriate. I don't just walk around with jizz all over my shirt.
It's not a rag, it's a hanky.
Yeah. It's mayonnaise. I swear. Anyway, that's what the fuck we go to violentprofessional.com /sponsors and tab, the actual address is too hard to type in. So you got to go to violentprofessional.com /sponsors. Use tap the Oleo because we got a CBD sponsor.
Oh, that's right.
CBD sponsor. And use code VioPro10 because I like that now.
10.
VioPro 10. They couldn't be fucking easy and just give me a fucking VioPro. VioPro 10 and it gets you 10% off CBD. Have you used CBD before, Mark?
One
No.
time. One time.
Yeah.
One time we were at Cape of Ala Loop, and then you passed some to me.
Oh, the
You're
salve
like, hey,
shit?
the salve.
Salve.
Salve. Here, rub this on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Because my shoulder was sore.
That stuff's good.
Yeah.
It helps out.
That's the only stuff I've
And then I threw it in the fire.
You did. I remember that.
So that was a waste of money.
It was. But you were
I was fucking hammered. I was hammered.
Like, let's use it. Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fire.
You guys done with this shit? Like everyone is. Threw it on the ground. Yeah, CBD is awesome. It comes from the earth. It's like this fucking plant. And but it's it's non-psychoactive you got
No THC?
Yeah, no THC. It's a nice little iced tea drink. You pour it in those little packets like iced tea powder or something like that. And it makes you go from being a rage monster to a caged monster, and you're just like, oh fuck, like things are okay.
Like, all right,
yeah,
that's cool.
Cage your rage.
It's
Get
like
some CBD.
They just put a couch in the cage, and you're just chilling. You're acoustic kitty in the cage.
Yeah, you acoustic kitty in the cage,
just hanging out.
Get that CBD on board, and then you feel fine. There's no THC, and you just fucking enjoy life, and you stop stressing out about the fact that CIA is listening to all your calls, and the Chinese Communist Party is probably going to kill all of us someday.
Check your cats.
Yep.
Do it.
Take your finger, insert it in its butthole. You got to do it right now.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We advise against that.
Do it. Fucking do it. No, don't do it.
Please don't do it.
You can't finger your pussy's butthole. You know I had to fucking say that.
Yeah, that was good.
No fingering pussy's butthole. And with that, thanks for listening to this fucking worthwhile episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. If you like this episode, please consider subscribing to us on Patreon by visiting patreon.com/violentprofessional. By subscribing, you have access to all the episodes as soon as we upload, as well as bonus content that you can't see anywhere else. You can also support us by simply giving us a positive rating on your listening platform of choice. And above all, thank you for the continued support of the Violent Professional Podcast.